those holes. Crazy. And for those who haven't been keeping up with my videos, this is my trailer hitch after it's been removed. And this is what it turns out looking like right there. That's today's job. New hitch. Looking at the new hitch, has one bolt hole down there, and it has one bolt hole right there. You would think it would have two, but it only has the one. So now the original one, it has two bolts right there and one bolt right there, and then two that bolted to the bumper right there. It doesn't have anything that bolts it to the bumper. So anyway, gonna get started on that new hitch, class 5 aftermarket. So I've had this bag of bolts and the instructions off once already, but I wasn't ready for it yet. Now I'm ready. Gotta read the instructions. Got a bunch of bits that go with it. Some metal brackets. I'm gonna have to figure out where all that stuff goes. So I used my parts list here from the instructions and just kind of separated the things that belong together. That belongs together. That belongs together with those two blocks and the nut and the bolt. Same over on this side. Those, not quite sure yet, but they're all the same size, same nuts. Lock washer and nut, and larger washers and a whole bunch of small ones. And then these two plates over here, need one on each side there like that. So with that being separated, hopefully that'll make things easier. And the first thing that it says on the instructions is to remove the two M14 bolts on the bottom of the bumper brackets. My wrench is on top there, and that would be the bolt right there, and the same on the other side. So those are the two I'm going to remove right now. And that's a welded nut. So the next thing it says to do is to lift up the hitch, and I've got a board across there, and I'm hoping this is going to be sturdy enough that I can lift this up since I'm here by myself. So according to the instructions, I'm supposed to put those side bolts in first, but for myself, the way that hitch is just hanging there right now, I would feel much better if I put those front bolts in first. So the way I had this laid out, at first I was wrong. This bigger block goes on the small fine thread bolt that goes at the front. This is the back bolt, has the smaller block, and then this goes on the bottom, the one with the offset hole. That's how it goes. Okay, so for now, just going to leave all this loose, and I'll go put the bolt in on the other side. Okay, so back bolt, small block. Okay, so that's just hand tight basically. Bigger block, fine threaded bolt through here, and then this piece goes in like that, right there. And I'll do the two on this side and the other side just hand tight for now. Those two bracket bolts need to be loosened. Sorry about the light, but yeah, there's the bolt. And those two right there, they need to be removed. This bottom bolt right here, it's an 18 mil just like they all are. And that top one right there, I can get it with impact with swivel and some extensions. Okay. Loose. And those on the side, they need to come out all the way. That bolt holder right there, and that should fall right out. There we go. That's the thing right there. Okay, according to the diagram, this bolt with that washer goes in there, and a lock washer and a nut on the other side. That's where those nuts just came off. And there is a hole right there, and that bottom hole is the one that goes there. In the instructions it says to reuse this, but there's quite a difference in length, like especially if you look at this one, it doesn't have the threads all the way to the end, and it didn't look like it was going to have enough threads on it. So I decided to use the new bolts with the flat washer, and just because there's going to be extra stress on these bolts, I put another flat washer, and I want to use these nuts, maybe not brand new, but they still thread on by hand. This is the driver's side. First of all, I'm going to tighten up the back hitch bolt here. So this new bolt is a 22, I don't know why, but the original one was a 21. I'm going to tighten up the two back ones first. And they all need to be torqued yet. So next I'll do the bolts at the back of the hitch, and don't know why again, but this is a 19 and this is a 22 on top. And the other side. So next I'll be tightening this bottom bolt right here that attaches the bracket from the other side, and it's a 19 mil on this side and an 18 on the other side. And I'll do the same on the other side. So then next I'm going to be doing the two bolts on the side here, and I'm using the old nuts, so they're an 18 mil on both sides. So all of those three are tight on this side, and I'll do it on the other side, and then the bumper bracket. And the last two things yet is that top bumper bolt there. and this bottom one that I'm doing with the wrench. Okay. So that's looking really good. Now, got my torque wrench, and the two biggest bolts on the bottom are torqued at 148 foot-pounds, and the smaller bolts, the ones from the side, are torqued to 92. It's on there, good and tight. So my advice would be, don't go with the tightness of the impact wrench. I used my torque wrench and I couldn't believe how much more I had to tighten each one of those bolts. Even the side bolts for the side bumper brackets. Yeah, even with the impact they were not all that tight. So get your torque wrench, do it right. Whew. That's tight. Well, that's a workout. Okay. I always thought a rolly cart was going to help. I think it makes it worse. Wow. Okay. 92 for the other ones. That should work. Hope you enjoyed the video and hope you subscribe. And thank you for watching. There it is. Nice and solid. So now that that part is on, gonna need to do my plug, but that's another video.